got that heat, let's go. Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
Yeah. Pixel Day, buddy. Yo, man, the nation wanted a live stream to talk pixels, so here we are. And word on the street is that Austin has got some smoke for the Pixel. I don't know how true that is, but that's the word on the street. I got Austin, I got B, I got Zero Cool. What up, boys?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, B.
Me have smoke for the Pixel.
Yeah, there was a feature that you were particularly questioning, so I think it's worth a deep dive. What up, Zero Cool?
What up, what up, what up?
You hear anything about the Pixels today, man?
It's about as low as the intro music that you just played a second ago.
Oh!
The Tensor chip, they call it Tensor 3. Tensor 3.
Is it Tensor G3?
No, it stands for the third time they tried to make it right.
And the third time, so is it the third time they made it wrong or what?
I hope not. I don't know. We'll see.
Are we gonna have a overheating saga like we did with the iPhone?
Dude, I hope not, man. That's pretty bad. The Pixels have had problems with heating too in the past. So,
Like, they've had their problems, but I wanted to get that out of the way because I've never seen this is any manufacturer of a phone, a issue be blown so far out of proportion.
well, it feels like it's not every phone, first of all. I don't
too.
get the sense that everybody's having the issue. But it does seem like it's enough phones to where it's starting to become characteristic of like a segment that's substantial enough where people are saying like it's a problem. I don't know, man. I'm gonna get one. I'll get a 15 Pro Max. Maybe the fact that it'll be bigger helps with heat dissipation. I don't know. I have no clue.
Mine doesn't get hot.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that because, like, my iPhone 14 Pro Max goes into SOS every day. Every day.
Jeez, Jesus.
Every day for no reason. I'll be like mid FaceTime call, gone, boom, and it doesn't matter the cell carrier either because I use all my SIMs, FirstNet, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, they're all on there, man.
That iPhone just hates the cell tower.
Yeah, dropping whatever connection is going on, right? It just ends out of nowhere,
Oh, I've noticed in my testing, and I know we saw this on Samsung, but that X70 modem, B is going to be happy about this one so far. I'm seeing very positive testing with N77.
Oh, good.
Outstanding.
3.5 miles away with a 10 meg upload instead of 2.
Yeah, that's good. That's usable.
Hey man, Yeah, man, just another day in the life. That's what's up, man.
All right, guys. I'm going to just go ahead and start this live stream by saying the Google Pixel 8 and the Google Pixel 8 Pro, if you are looking for phones that are smart, if you are looking for phones that are intelligent and have features, I think they might be some of the better options in the industry. They've got so many cool features, things that offer convenience and lifestyle advantages, and I know some people aren't into like those things. People just want basic phone functionality. But if you're thinking about a Pixel and you don't utilize those features, they're kind of going to waste. Like I use a lot of the different Google Pixel lifestyle features because I've owned the Pixel since the original launch of the first phone, with like, Google Assistant. So to me, it adds on to the portfolio of features every year. So they got a ton of new software-defined features, generative AI, tools that make your life more convenient, allow you to be more productive and efficient. If you decide you want to use them, you could use this phone or these phones like regular phones, but there's so much more that they are designed to do. It's just, do you want to take the time to attack that learning curve and explore those features, and we're going to talk the price tag. We're going to talk feature set. We'll talk hardware. We're going to do the whole thing. All right. So I think it's important to do it. Let's just get the cat out of the bag here. Pricing. The Google Pixel 8 has increased in pricing by $100. Last year's Pixel 7 was $599. This year's Pixel 8 is $699. The Google Pixel 8 Pro also saw a $100 price increase. Last year was $899 for the 7 Pro. This year it is $999 for the 8 Pro. With respect to the display size difference, the Google Pixel 8 Pro is larger by about a half an inch. So if you like that screen real estate, all right, it's going to be better. Also, the resolution on the 8 Pro offers Quad HD, higher pixel per inch ratio. The camera system is enhanced and different on the 8 Pro. You get the 48 megapixel telephoto, and I think you have a different ultra-wide lens as well, sensor, excuse me. So if you're looking for the ultimate camera experience, it might be on the 8 Pro. Storage-wise, the 8 Pro offers a half a tera. The regular 8 does not. The other options are 128, 256. RAM, there is a difference. The RAM is 12 gig for, what does it say here? Wait, there is a terabyte option for the 8 Pro? Okay, maybe this is like a typo here. Okay, so if you get the 16 gig RAM, you can get a terabyte storage option, I think, is what they're saying in the 8 Pro. The Pixel 8 has an 8 gig configuration for the 128 gig storage, a 12 gig RAM variation for the 256 storage. I didn't know that was a thing. So you get more storage with higher RAM number. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, so battery The battery on the 8 is 4,300 milliamp hour, 4,355 to be exact. 4,950 on the Pixel 8 Pro. Both have IP68 certifications. All right, I don't know if you guys are spec people, like if you care about specs. Zero Cool, are you a spec person? Does any of this rock your world, or where are you at with this?
I mean, here's what I'm kind of saying with the Pixel 8, with the new iPhone 15. It's, I'm kind of just, specs are great, yes, but the thing is, what's greatest to me is like the modem, the chipset, right? Processor, stuff like that. It seems to me that it's Apple, Google, they're no longer focused on the specs. They're focused on like what the phone can do software wise, right? Like what's the latest AI it can help, generate, what can the camera software do? What can the immersive audio do? Stuff like that, right? So it's no longer, hardware kind of, I feel like, they don't even mention the hardware specs that much anymore in the phone release presentations, that we see online, right? So
it's almost like the hardware takes the back seat. They really want to talk about the lifestyle
it totally
features and
does.
stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it totally does. And which is fine, I guess, because customers that buy this, the typical customer, they're like, oh, they kind of want it to have, you hear them say, oh, it does this so good, or, the software's so great on this and that. But rarely you ever hear a customer saying, oh, I want to buy this phone due to like, the modem, the chipset specifically. So it's more really focused on the software, which is fine. But that's kind of like the direction we've been heading. And it just seems to be the funny part is, what's even worse is I was looking for the specs, on the Google Pixel 8. It's like 3 pages deep.
Yeah, tucked away. Yeah, it's an afterthought,
it's tucked
right?
away. Actually, absolutely, yeah. So it's just, they're putting a less emphasis on the hardware specs and more on the software. On the forefront of the page, you see everything it could do software-wise to enhance the phone and enhance your life, right? So that's the direction they've been going, but it's fine, but it's what it is.
Austin, talk to me about your take on this, man. I don't know if you're a spec guy. I know you're more like the iPhone kind of lane, but like, how are you with respect to these specs? Do they look respectable? Do they look like they're good enough, or do you think they could have done something more given those price points of $699 and $999?
All right, so we know that the iPhone 15 Pro Max went up in price by $100, but the base Pro didn't, and neither did the 15 Plus or the 15.
But they did massage the storage options with those price points, right?
Yes, they did. Yeah. The iPhone 15 Pro Max did go up to $256. So even though you went up $100, you got an extra 128 gigs of storage. And yes, now you can charge your Pixel phone cable on your iPhone too. So goodbye Lightning. So when it comes down to specs, when I was looking at the new iPhone, and now that I will look at the Pixel 2, is I look at specs on a phone just to see what it truly has. Battery, a big thing, especially where I live. Sometimes I'm out in the wilderness and doing stuff for work, and I need that all-day battery life. And honestly, the Pixel 8 Pro having almost a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, nice, but when you get out in that sun, like I live in Florida, what's that 2,400 nit peak brightness display going to do to that battery?
Yeah, it is a bright display, and it's going to drain that battery pretty heavy, right?
Yep, that's what I'm curious about, because it does it with the iPhone, and the iPhone's got a 4,422 milliamp hour battery on paper, but I can
Pro
see
Max?
it through on the Pro Max. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see it through Coconut battery. It's like 4560 right now. They expand a
so
little
to
bit
you,
more.
the important thing is display performance and battery life.
Yes, that's my two key takeaways, especially when I'm rural, so them cell towers being far away, that can drain your battery.
Good point, Austin. B, let me get you in here a little bit, man. I don't know if you're a spec guy. I don't even know if you follow the devices closely enough, but looking at those price points, looking at what it's bringing to the table hardware-wise, I know you've got a Galaxy. Do you think this stacks up as a competitor, like specifically the Google Pixel 8 Pro? Does that compete based on what it looks like with a Galaxy flagship?
Yes, absolutely it does. I'm generally not, super into the phones, as far as this specification versus the other. But I will say, the Pixel has always had, it's always carved its own niche. As far as people who wanted to get away from a lot of the firmware overlays that Samsung, will put on their devices. But as far as these, specs are concerned, this is really, really solid, actually. That RAM is good. That camera looks really solid. The storage looks great. The battery looks outstanding. I'm really impressed with the price point. They're clearly trying to disrupt the market, from the standpoint of trying to take some market share from Samsung and from Apple. And the best way to do that is to have specifications that are solid, but also be priced very, very competitively. So yeah, I mean, they priced the phones to move, and these specifications are definitely competitive and comparative with what you see with Samsung. This is pretty good.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, B. Ohio Rail fan, thank you for the super chat, man. He broke the seal tonight. He said, "Sneed, hope you're having a good day. Thanks, man. I'm having a great day. And now that we're on a live stream together, it just got even better. It's like the cherry on top. So big salute to you. Thank you. And big shout out to my brother Jose. Appreciate the coffees, my friend. EM, let me get you in here, man. I know you own, I think, multiple Galaxies. I think you own multiple iPhones. I think you also have a Pixel 7 or a 7 Pro. So in your perspective, the Pixel 8 comes in at $699. The 8 Pro comes in at $999. You see the storage options. You kind of see the pricing. You look at the new, camera refresh. The video is supposed to be better. All those different things, all those lifestyle features, the generative AI, all that stuff that they covered today at the launch event. Can they command the extra dollars? Google Pixel 8 Pro went up 100. Pixel 8 went up 100. What's your take?
Does the Pixel 8 include millimeter wave now? Is that standard?
I think there's going to be Verizon models for these phones, man.
Well, because previous generations, the Pro series always had the millimeter wave integrated, and that was just kind of bundled in with the price. But then there was that weird, the base Pixel had the more expensive option through Verizon and AT&T. I mean, if it includes millimeter wave on the base Pixel 8, I'd say it's the best buy on the market, easily. Because my take on the Pixel has always been that they nailed the user experience, and the specs don't necessarily matter as much when you're talking about a Pixel. But at the same time, I'm not a huge fan of the modem choices they've made, and the cellular performance on them is just not. It's not anywhere near what the iPhone's doing with the X70 and what Samsung can do with the X70. So that's my only gripe with the Pixels. But other than that, love using mine. I tend to pick it up more than my Samsung nowadays, but the cellular, man, it's rough.
Okay.
Speaking of that cellular, yeah, Sneed and I was talking about it in the past, the uploading issue with Verizon and all of them, that has been fixed with the X70 modem.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do is let's go to the tech specs and let me see if I can kind of go through some of these specific items. So this is the actual Pixel web page, right? So if you go to the Google store and you go to the overview of the devices, this is the Pixel 8 Pro. And I think what we should do is look at the cellular, look at the Wi-Fi, look at some of the other features that might be the selling points of this phone. All right, so you got the 8 Pro, the expensive one, $100. I'm guessing it goes up, or excuse me, $1,000. Goes up $100 for every storage option upgrade. It also comes with more RAM with those additional storage options. Obsidian, porcelain, and bay. Bay's like a blue, like a Tar Heel blue. Some people were really amped up about bay. All right, how are you guys with that color? You like bay?
Reminds me of the S20. If you remember that phone,
I
that phone
do,
came in
yeah.
like a baby blue color, bro. And when
Yeah,
you
and it never
when you look
came
at
back.
when you look at the front shots of this phone, like if you don't look at the back, because the back is like what distinguishes the Pixel. You take a front grab of this phone, it looks like an S20.
Literally.
Which I remember, I thought the Pixel 7 Pro reminded me of the Note 10. you know, with a curved edge, you know. So to me, like, yeah, they kind of got those feels and those elements of the older Galaxies, you know. Super Actua display. That's kind of like what Austin was talking about with like the brightness, the HDR, high resolution. Let's see here. It's an OLED, 120 hertz. I'm guessing it's variable rate, you know, kind of
Yes,
like
it
on
is.
demand or whatever. Always on display. Peak brightness at 2400 nits. HDR peak brightness comes in at 1600 nits. Should be bright. We'll see. 24-hour battery life is the claim. 72-hour battery life with extreme battery saver. Guys, do not believe them. All right, if this thing
No.
makes it through a day, you should be thrilled, because with display brightness and computing power on these freaking phones, if you get a day, you're sitting pretty. All right, now this is something that's weird. In the battery capacity, it says minimum 4950, typical 5050. That means they have different battery manufacturers, right? So you don't know what you're going to get. Not that it's going to make much of a difference, but it's 100 milliamp hours. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Here's something important. It now officially supports 30-watt USB-C charging, USB power delivery 3.0. The Pixel 8 has 27-watt charging. So if you're like looking at a way to distinguish the 8 Pro from the 8, there is a charging rate difference. You know, some of the features that have been in the Pixels, like fast wireless charging and battery share, those are still in there. Processor, EM, you'll be kind of on this. Google Tensor G3, so next generation Google Tensor. The Titan M2 security chip is also on deck. All right, so do you guys want to talk a little bit about this modem?
Does it say what it has?
I had to go to this website. This is the actual model. Exynos Modem 5300. Right, so I found this online, and this is the modem that they're using, I suppose.
It's got
Right.
are you looking for the network bands, because those are on the Google Pixels page.
It's not just the network band Zero Cool. It's I'm looking also
Want
at like
everything, yeah.
MIMO and the aggregation and the bandwidth and stuff. So let me see if I can. Okay, so this might work. Okay, so 5G NR, Rel 16 specs, sub 6 millimeter wave, NSA and SA. So basically, if a Google Pixel doesn't have millimeter wave support, it's because it doesn't have antennas. It's not because the modem can't do it.
Yep.
Okay. I saw a teardown of the Google Pixel 8 Pro today. Or no, Google Pixel 8. And it did not have millimeter wave. So it was like the regular unlocked version, non-millimeter wave Verizon. And it had like some kind of like a plastic filler piece where the antenna would have been for millimeter wave at the top of the phone. Okay, so just thought I'd throw that out there. Depending on the model, you may or may not have millimeter wave. Downlink features.
There are two different versions. I just dug through the specs page.
Okay.
It's $100 more, so it's $800 for the base Pixel if you want millimeter wave.
$800 for the base Pixel if you don't need millimeter wave.
No, $800 if you want millimeter wave. It's an extra $100.
Oh, and who sells it?
Verizon, AT&T, and AT&T, and then it specifies on their website that that model is only obtained through the Google Store, like if you activate with a carrier, and then through the two carriers. Otherwise, if you get it from Best Buy or buy the unlocked version through Google, it's going to be sub 6 only.
Got it.
That's one thing that will annoy me.
God, that's so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, every iPhone's got millimeter wave in it, right?
Every Samsung's got millimeter wave in it. Well, the iPhone, excluding the SE3, the one that has the 5G, but we don't talk about that one.
It's like the redheaded stepchild, right?
Like I said, it's the third time to get it right. The Tensor 3.
Man,
just if you're gonna be, this is your flagship lineup. Wouldn't you want it to have the best connectivity solution available on the market?
I don't want to be a Samsung knight, but I kind of want to be right now, and an Apple mafia, as Flossie Carter would say.
Well, we can make this pretty clear right now. The 8 Pro is the flagship. The 8 is not.
But by that argument, then the regular 15 is not considered a flagship. I would consider it a flagship level phone, even though it's spec
Which
down
phone?
compared to the Pro, the iPhone 15.
I wouldn't call the 15 their flagship. They make a 15 Pro and a 15 Pro Max. Those would be the flagships.
So then you wouldn't consider like the S23 and S23 Plus a flagship phone?
What is the S23 missing?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like the Ultra has the better camera and the better screen, but I would still consider the two smaller versions of that phone a flagship level phone. Same thing with the iPhone.
Okay, so because of the existence of the Ultra, you're saying that by that thinking the S23 wouldn't be a flagship.
No, that they are still considered a flagship.
Okay.
I'm with the
See, I'll let you consider the S23 a flagship because it looks and feels like a flagship, still performs like a flagship. There is a notable difference in experience between the 15 and the 15 Pro.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying in general, if you're going to release a new model year, a new cycle of phones, I would expect them to have the same feature set when it comes to the modem technology. Because, Samsung tried to gimp the S20 and remove mmWave, and it didn't go over well with the consumer base. It really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Pixel fans might not care as much. It just bothers me because there's so much ambiguity with Google. They don't tell you up front. You have to go dig through the spec sheets to find out that they're actually different phones. But whatever.
It's been this way for a few years now. These problems persist. Downlink features, NR downlink aggregated bandwidth, 200 megahertz at sub 6, 800 megahertz for millimeter wave, 4x4 MIMO in sub 6, 2x2 MIMO on millimeter wave, up to 256 QAM sub 6, up to 64 QAM millimeter wave. So we do not have any advancements in downlink. That's the same spec from last year. That is 100% the same spec as last year. Uplink looks the same to me too. 400 megahertz sub 6, 800 megahertz millimeter wave, 2x2 MIMO, up to 256 QAM sub 6, up to 64 QAM millimeter wave. I don't think anything changed with this new modem. I think what happened with respect to the chipset, like the SoC, is we got some new features and new upgrades with everything other than the modem. Why the hell would they use the same modem?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The 2x2 MIMO and the millimeter wave, the towers can support a 4x4. So
yeah.
I
think really 2x2 is a limitation of NSA, is it not?
Not necessarily. No.
I think it's the isn't it the radio zero cool?
That's gonna be correct. That's gonna be more of the it has to do with the RF configuration and if the actual radio supports it or not.
Right.
And that's the same goes for that goes for the tower. To get the 4x4 MIMO, they both have to match. The RF configuration has to be right as well.
Man, I'm kind of bummed out, man. The modem's the same as last year's. It's the same modem, but it supports more bands, which band support wasn't really the problem, right, Reader John? We had everything we needed from all the carriers, from last year's model. Damn, man. This is disappointing. It's the same modem. Unless they somehow made a updated version of it that just functions better. Maybe the antennas have improved, but I don't know that, right? I would be reaching, right? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know,
everyone
guys.
was ranting and raving about the Pixel doing that uplink boost or whatever, and that never came to fruition. I never saw that when testing my Pixel, because people were posting 200 megabit uplink on T-Mobile. Never saw it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm lucky to get 20 megabit uplink here on T-Mobile. You know, I don't know what's going on.
There's only
They're
one
trash.
spot.
That's what's
There's
going on.
only
They're trash.
oh Jesus. There's only one spot that I know where T-Mobile actually can do 150 meg upload, and shout out to Mr. Mobile Master Tech in Ocala, Florida.
I mean, I've been seeing C-band push almost 200 up. The most I've seen so far is like 180, 185.
Man, I want some C-band love on my front porch, and I don't have it.
Yeah, I know. I got it on my couch, dog.
I wish I had it on my couch.
Yo, man, 7 years OS security and feature drops. 7 years, man.
That's huge.
Look, I'm not keeping a phone for 7 years, but real talk, this is why Google wanted to make their own SoC. Because there was no way they were going to be able to do this on a Qualcomm chip. No way, no how. Feature drops, dog. This is basically saying in 2030, this phone is still going to get a feature drop. I don't know. It might be one or two of features, but you know, that's pretty damn impressive. But like I said, I get a new Pixel each year, so that it's not going to change my world. But for folks that keep their phones for 3 or 4 years, knowing that you're still getting feature drops, solid, man.
The average consumer will enjoy that, but the ones that are tech nerds, the ones that get into cellular stuff, I see them upgrading in 2 to 3 years maximum.
Yeah, Dan, yes, your market should be at 160.
Yeah,
that was rolled out nationwide, except for you Samsung market people. RIP.
Yeah, we hate you. Shut up.
Hey, the one C-band tower that I do get connected to occasionally has 140 megahertz, and it's Ericsson.
Yeah, of course it is. We hate you, Austin.
Hey,
the people that live in Sammy markets. I mean, look, we're happy to have C-band. It's a great upgrade. You know, it's a generational leap in cellular capacity. But damn it, we want the rest of our spectrum. All right.
When I went to go pick up the iPhone, there was 140 megahertz after I got the SIM moved over to the iPhone 15. 140 megahertz of C-band and then 400 megahertz of mmWave. N261.
All right, so we've got camera upgrades for the new Pixel. Looks like they went with a new wide camera. They went with a larger sensor. They've got a bunch of new features that they now can kind of deploy that are associated with the new camera system. So for those of you that have enjoyed, you know, Pixel photography, that should be getting better. Low light's improving. Autofocus is improving. You know, so the point and shoot should be better. You know, you got that blur feature. You can get rid of, you know, the blurry photos or fix them, all those types of things. They said that the video is going to be much improved. I'm excited to see that happen, and I'm going to tell you guys why. Right now, the gold standard for video recording is EM, fill in the blank.
iPhone.
Zero cool, fill in the blank.
I'm sorry, what was the question? Sorry, I was.
I said the pinnacle of video recording right now is fill in the blank.
iPhone.
B, what would you say? Galaxy, iPhone?
Probably Galaxy. I like Galaxy a little better.
Austin,
What?
Say you.
Oh, you ready for it? It's the iPhone 15 Pro Max 4K 60 FPS ProRes connected to an external SSD.
Flex. You're flexing here, buddy. Flexing.
No,
I'd like to change my answer. I'd like to change my answer.
Hey, I'm sorry. I've been playing with the footage.
Yeah, it's probably really nice. Yeah, it's really good. You know, the iPhone ProRes the HDR quality. I mean, I've been recording videos with my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it's phenomenal. So if Google can close the gap, they don't have to have better video than Apple or iPhone today, but if they can close the gap and get more competitive with their video, then I think we're in a better place as an industry, as consumers. Because right now, if you want the best video recording, I think you're getting an iPhone. I think the Galaxy does a nice job too, but I still think
Oh,
the
yeah, it
Edge
does.
belongs to the iPhone. You know,
Apple
look at all
got
these
their-
features. Look at all these features, man. Camera features. Best take, magic editor, macro focus, magic eraser, photo unblur, real tone, face unblur. They got a lot of stuff. Got a ton. Super res zoom. They improved that. I know, Pete. I know that there's Sony cameras and Nikons. Come on, man. But we're talking about phones here, dog. And
Yes,
let me
Pete,
get
we know. It's just talking about cell phones and stuff like that.
right. Making things all complicated. Talking about freaking DSLRs. Let me see if I
No,
can get Pete the link.
no. If you get
I'll
the
give you-
DSLRs, it's that the iPhone has left the chat.
I would almost argue though, if you're not experienced in using a DSLR or some sort of like pro video camera, that your
Your footage could come out like trash.
yeah, your footage could come out like trash, and the iPhone would be better anyways. Like for the average like non-techie consumer, and for even like your prosumers, the iPhone's just kind of been the gold standard.
Hey, the audio features that I saw during the launch event seemed really encouraging. Wind noise reduction, speech enhancement, and then the audio magic eraser. It sounded really good. I think in one of the demos they were using the Pixel Buds, and you couldn't even hear the traffic in the background. It was crazy, crazy cool. All right, so that's exciting. New sensors, from what I understand. I forget what it was, but there was a new sensor. SIM cards, you got the dual SIM. It's going to be single nano physical SIM, and there's an eSIM. Let
Wi-Fi
me see anything
7.
else. Wi-Fi 7 is until good. So now we've got. Oh, and by the way, it's 4x4 MIMO. Right? It's 2x2 plus 2x2.
Now I want to respond to a comment that's in your live stream, Sneed.
Yeah. Whose is it? Which one?
Tech Guy 32. He said about the iPhone 15 overheating thing. iOS 17.0.3 is out to the public.
Does it fix the problem?
Allegedly.
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 Yeah, let me
some
get the
people
bearded
have
one. He's in the house. Bearded Dragon is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Real quick, there's a really important security fix in 17.0.3 that fixes a 0-day with browser session jacking. Highly recommend anybody who has an iPhone upgrade their OS now.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who had all of his passwords compromised because of that. So
oopsie.
Yeah, I just updated mine today.
All right, should we talk bands and stuff?
Hey, could I butt in on the DSLR conversation?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
Yeah, of course the DSLR is best, but if you go for the phone, you go for the iPhone 14 Pro Max Ultra. If you want that certain color lens flare, you go for the Pixel. If you want a different type of camera feel that feels more realistic to me, and you go for the Samsung if you want it to look anime.
Oh yeah,
That's
those
facts,
saturated
bro.
colors. Yeah,
so facts.
That's funny.
I use my Samsung exclusively for the zoom camera, and that's it. I don't take regular pictures with it.
They did say the Pixel zoom is enhanced this year, so maybe they can compete with the Samsungs of the world.
The Pixel 7 zoom was nuts. I
thought it was pretty good.
I took pictures with Carlos on my Pixel 7, a new Samsung, and an iPhone 14. The Pixel had the best looking moon at native zoom.
Well, you got to let Samsung overlay their picture of the moon to make it look better. Come on.
Nah, I
come on
turn
now.
off that BS.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh
would you like
my.
to take a picture if you have no idea what it is? You can just buy the Pixel 8 Pro. You point and click, and something happens.
That's the S24.
Right? Yeah.
What do we got first?
Let's go networking.
Let's go.
Okay, this one shows that there are multiple models for the 8 Pro. You have a sub 6 gigahertz 5G model. It is the GC3VE. So this would be like the T-Mobile model. This would be, or no, excuse me. This would not be the T-Mobile. This would be the Verizon model, the AT&T model. Wait, they all have millimeter wave. So it's just the 8 that doesn't have millimeter wave unless you get the Verizon model or AT&T model.
Right,
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Well, no, there's
So what I
two.
think this is this one, it says, because it's got millimeter wave mentioned in there. Oh, it's 3 model. No, it's 2 models. Okay, now I got it. All right, I didn't. There's the reason I couldn't tell is because they're like overlapping. So this one is going to be the Google Unlocked version that doesn't have millimeter wave. I'm guessing you could choose it, or this is gonna be the T-Mobile one. Okay, so this one has N25, N41, and then N77 for T-Mobile, right? It's got the C-band and the N41 and all that. No millimeter wave on this one. The millimeter wave one is model G1MNW. And this one supports bands N257, 258, 260, and 261. So that covers you for Verizon and AT&T millimeter wave. It'll cover you for T-Mobile's millimeter wave too, but the T-Mobile model won't connect to millimeter wave, I'm guessing.
Wait, which one was the Google store? The One True Experience one?
The one that's G1MNW. That's the W stands for world, I believe. I don't know if that's the way they did it before, I think. But
So
yeah,
I
2
think
models. Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
the sub 6 only one is probably like a Canadian version or a international version. Because if you look at the pricing, it's the same. It's $9.99 no matter what. So I'd be willing to bet it's the same as last year, where you have millimeter wave as a standard no matter where you buy it in the U.S. And then
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so if you buy it from a carrier or if you buy it from Google, it's going to be this millimeter wave version.
correct.
Okay, got you. So that's going to be how the Pro is laid out.
It's just the regular 8 that you got to watch out for if you care that much about having the millimeter wave.
Okay, well then should we maybe look at the 8 tech specs then and see what that looks like?
It's the same. There's just a really tiny disclaimer at the bottom of the page. So,
With regards to band support?
Yep.
And what does it say?
It just specifies that the model that includes millimeter wave is only sold through the carriers. And then when you click pre-order and you go through and select it, you'll see the difference in pricing.
No, because you can buy a Pixel 8 Pro off the Google's website with millimeter wave.
Yeah, I'm talking about the 8, the regular 8.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, my bad.
So the regular 8's coming in at $699 if you get the sub 6 version. It's coming in at $799 with millimeter wave support.
It's
So
a little less attractive at $800.
very much less attractive because they already priced the phone $100 more than last year.
My question is, why do you have to have a sub 6 and then a millimeter wave model? Why can't you just...
Google always does this, man.
I know, but it's annoying.
Yeah, sure is. Because here we are trying to convince people that Google Pixels are flagships, but you could pick holes in their game.
But the one from the Google store is one you should get anyway. Why, at least from a carrier.
I do agree with that. The bootloaders on Pixels suck.
Yeah.
I will agree with that, but
people love those trade-ins, man.
That too.
I got a good trade-in from Google.
Which color are you gonna get, Pete? Bay, obsidian, or porcelain?
I went bay.
You want that funny blue, man? That Carolina blue?
I had a feeling he was gonna go with that.
You know, these colors all look like there's, you know, they look like mama's dishes that have been stuck in the house. Since the 50s.
Oh, guys, here's the pricing. The 128 gig is $9.99 for the Pro. 256 is $10.59, and the 512 is $11.79. That's weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah, that is.
All right, I'm gonna pick the 128. Okay, so the Google Fi has a $350 cash back, no trade-in. You know, I'm gonna choose unlocked. By the way, no carrier deal through the Google Store on T-Mobile. I don't know. I know they have like a $800 offer right now from T-Mobile, so they've got a deal.
Oh, you
I
can't
felt
even
like they probably
activate
couldn't
through
beat it.
T-Mobile.
You know, they probably couldn't beat that offer.
All right, let's see what my trade-in is. What should I trade in, guys?
I know my 7 Pro got 420 off, so let's go for a Vaseline for your phone. Let's go for an iPhone 15.
Okay, I got a 7 Pro. What are they giving? 420. The 7 Pro is getting back 420. You said what was it, Pete? iPhone what?
15.
Let's go for an iPhone 15. 14 Pro Max.
Storage size?
They all suck. 128.
750.
Dang. You get more for your iPhone than the Pixel.
That's just blatantly disrespectful and blasphemous. They're basically listen. They're basically saying our phones are shit. They ain't worth shit.
Your iPhone has more value.
Your iPhone is valuable. We'll take that. We like those.
They're encouraging you to come to the brighter side of phoning.
So they're willing to give you more.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got a Samsung
What about the
S22, Pete. I got an S22. I think it's a 128. They'll give me 400, dog.
Dude, for that phone, for the S22, that's not bad.
No,
you think I should pull the trigger, bro?
You're not going to get anywhere near 400 for that anywhere else.
When if I trade it in February for the S24, will Samsung give me 400?
No, they'll ask you why you were using it.
Damn, so I should pull the trigger?
Pull it. I mean, it's not blaze it, but that's still a pretty good trade-in.
You know what? Because I bet you Samsung will give you more for your Pixel 7 towards the S24 than they will for the Samsung.
Yes.
So I should play it that way. I should use them against each other.
Yes. Yes. Battle
I
of...
have a Motorola too.
The G7.
I got a Razer. $32. What?
What?
Wasn't that phone like $1,000 when it came out?
Nah, 1,800.
$32.
Oh no!
Bro, that is truly blasphemous right there.
That depleted worse than an iPhone 12 running hot.
This is an SMT first. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but this has to be said. I will wipe my ass with that phone before I give it to Google for $32.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the trade-in value, that's probably why they don't have the T-Mobile carrier, because you know, get a better value through T-Mobile. At least, you know, from what they're trading in. It's just $32. That sucks.
Hey, big shout out to Kim Jong-un. Verizon just built out a dense 5G ultra-wideband network in Fort Cavazos, Texas. Nodes that are fiber-fed, spread less than a quarter mile apart, done in 28 days. That sounds epic.
When did the Supreme Leader move to Texas?
Bro, I mean, it's big there, you know, lots of space. He likes to do things.
Maybe he got sick of the internet
Also, $5 $5 American and South Korean, that's like 500,000 of their currency.
You should see what they'll give for a Z Fold.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a good one. A Z Fold. Which model?
Z Fold 2.
Z Fold 2.
The 5G one. Yeah.
Z Fold 2. 160.
That
It's
was
better
an $1,800 phone when it came out.
Damn,
that's
son.
Out what I think it's worth at the moment.
Oh,
What about the
goodness.
4? What about the 4? Do the 4.
That age worse
The
than
Fold or the Flip
fine
4?
milk.
Either or.
Okay, Flip 4. 128. 180. Damn, son. That's raping you records right there. Fold 4. 314. What the hell, man?
Dude,
These phones were almost $2,000, weren't they?
They were $2,000.
Fold 5. Hey, who the hell would trade in a Fold 5? Look, they don't even let you.
Well, RF Waves is regretting buying that Fold 5 already. I can tell.
Oof. Oof. Oof.
This is why I didn't even touch a Fold, because I didn't.
Bro, they're
want it
taking
folded.
LGs, Austin.
Hey,
How much is the
don't trash the
5G?
life's good.
Bro, I swear if they give me more for an LG ThinQ than my freaking Motorola. Oh my God, $25.
Oh,
Hey, that's
What?
about right.
Wipe your
it
ass.
is about
bro.
right.
Oh my goodness.
That's
That is
outrageous.
trash. This is crazy, dog.
You're better off keeping that phone. That was that phone that had the light up Sprint logo on the back. You're better keeping it for the novelty.
How much will they give me for an A32 5G? That's an
The-
entry-level device or a mid-range,
the
right?
the yellow feathers.
$28.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah, you're better off not even trading in a phone and just buy it through Google Fi and get $350 back.
Yeah, literally.
Is
Ah.
that like an instant credit or is it like a monthly credit?
Would you like to know? It says here $350 back after 24 monthly bill credits.
Yep.
But you have to finance over 36 months.
Yeah, see, they're starting to play that game, dog.
That's so weird.
Remember, they never used to do that.
I'm actually okay with the 36 months. It means I can pay 19 a month on it, and
Yeah.
when I actually feel like paying it off, I can just pay it off.
Ooh, Green's got a good question. Does the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro support 3.45 AT&T C-band? If it
Yes.
does, will it
Yes.
aggregate to 3.45 and 3.7? Yes.
Yes. And existing Pixel 7s will also do that with Android 14.
Yeah, I guess they just needed that update and they're golden now.
Yep, you just have to find that in some markets.
Anything in your market, Pete?
No.
No.
I don't even have
AT&T.
14, so you know.
That's crazy, man. That is wild.
The craziest thing is, I used to work in the building with the FirstNet initiative.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, and band 14 ain't there, dog. Thanks, Green. Appreciate you. And another one from King Jong-un, who's hanging out in Texas. Verizon coming for them magenta and cayenne cheeks? Is that what? Oh, blue. Oh, AT&T. Got you. Okay. All right. They will have every military base from Fort Cavazos to JBLM with ultra-wideband by the end of 23. Magenta fake 5G can't compete. 5 gig to compete with FirstNet. Yeah, I don't know about those bases. I know that like it takes a lot to upgrade in those types of settings. So I would assume that AT&T and Verizon probably find an easier way into those bases. I don't know.
They had contracts.
Yeah, like I feel like it
Yeah,
would be more challenging for T-Mobile to get there. So you might be onto
Yeah,
something in that respect.
They have a contract because I went by one of the. It's a joint training center, and it's like in the middle of bum Egypt, and it's all woods. And Verizon's able to do 1 gig down by 130 up.
T-Mobile doesn't know how to participate in building out military bases. They don't have the operation support to do it. They try to get contractors to do it. It doesn't work.
They don't have the blessing of the Pentagon to do it.
Right.
Hey, the Pentagon's like, I see you have a data breach every quarter. I don't want to touch
Oof.
you.
Did you see that recent Verizon backlog?
Which one, Pete?
Wait.
There was one last year.
Oh no, it was AT&T this year.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
no.
gonna say there's been some action, bro, in the cybersecurity space with telco. I think there was a prepaid one too. I don't know how that matters, but I mean, my name would be Tony Stark on a prepaid account.
Hey, Sneed.
Yeah.
Speaking of data breaches and cybersecurity, how would you like one of your channel subscribers to have your phone call records if you had a T-Mobile line?
Oh shit! Really? Damn. That's a thing?
Hold up. I'm gonna point this out. He already has one because he's on my account.
Oh. Let me get to MS here. He said, I can't remember exactly, but didn't Google have a problem with the Pixel 7 launch date where the trade-ins were very, very low? Yeah, they were. I think the bigger problem were people were sending in phones, and I think they were getting misplaced, and they were saying that there was no trade-in.
That was FedEx.
Yeah, that's a problem, man. RF Wave said bases have N77, so that's good to know. Rage and Dusty, member for 6 months. Big salute to you, man. You can see the 1 terabyte price if you select Obsidian. Oh, so it's specific to that color. Got you. Okay, so Obsidian's got the 1 terabyte. It's $13.99. Holy crap. A
Wait,
$1,400 Pixel, dog? I don't know, man.
Hold up.
It's actually not bad for a 1 terabyte.
Oh, and by the
No,
way,
it's
you
not.
can't buy it on Verizon or AT&T. You are going to have to do it through Google Fi or Unlocked.
How did people know I was going to get one a Pixel 8 Pro and two it being Bay?
I thought that's what you said, Pete. I asked you.
No, but someone said I knew he was going to do that.
I just had a feeling you were going to get that blue color. I don't know why. I just was like, that seems like something.
Yo,
would
Pete
go
used to
for.
sing that song, I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da.
Oh my god!
Just like
No!
extracted the song from my head. It's been festering since I heard Bay.
Oh.
I remember that jam. That was Pete's jam, bro, back in the Walkman days, man.
Why is everybody out in the streets so today? Jesus Christ.
I miss my Walkman days, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Tell him to go back to sleep, bro.
New York is crazy tonight. So, but her ass is fat. My bad. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Excuse me. Go ahead. Continue.
Yo, man.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, guys. It's New York City. It's some
Yeah.
stuff walking around here.
Yeah, there's
Go
some
ahead.
stuff happening. October 12th and 13th is the estimated shipping for a Cleveland address. I don't know if that matters.
Mine's the 11th.
11th? Yeah, so you're getting stuff sooner. You're closer to Cali, bro.
They ship from Indiana.
What? My stuff comes from California.
Should come from Indiana.
Right.
I think.
Don't make no damn sense. The best is when I go on eBay and try to buy stuff, and then I try to choose an American seller. It'll say, like, Irvington, California, and then when I do the purchase, it changes it to Shenzhen, China, and then I get my shit, like, 3 months later.
Oh, Jesus.
Sneed, that's because they're not using USPS when it gets here. They're using DHL.
Yeah, well, I can't say that I've ever seen a DHL truck around here, honestly.
No, they deliver it to the post office.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yo, David said Pete wants that bay.
Yeah.
Hey, baby. Nearest N77 to me is Skowhegan, Maine?
Skowhegan?
Skowhegan? Man, that was hard, bro.
Come on, you're from the Midwest, dog. We got goofy.
Well, we got like
towns
Mohican. Yeah, we got like Mohican. Yeah.
You have a North Jackson, Ohio.
North Jackson, where is that?
That's where my trade-in kit for Apple came from, Ohio.
Johio.
Your county's name is Allegheny. What is it? Allegheny?
Yeah, that's in
Pittsburgh.
that's Pittsburgh, Allegheny.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Cuyahoga, is it?
Yeah, that's the county, right? Yep, Cuyahoga.
Allegheny
Cuyahoga.
is named after that river that's now flammable.
Oh my God, no!
Hey, listen, our river caught on fire 7 times back in like the 40s and 50s. It's crazy. Kim Jong-uni hooked it up with another Texas super chat. Verizon lost a major contract to AT&T worth billions, so they are in hyperdrive to steal FirstNet from AT&T. These are leisure level moves from Verizon. What?
And what contract was that?
What?
I call bull on that. What contract was that? That was worth billions.
Was it maybe one of those DoD contracts?
Not worth billions, right?
Yeah, not worth billions. Someone please.
No.
I'm open to being educated tonight. Someone please tell me about that.
I don't know.
What's
that value
happening
seems
here?
a little bit high.
The B came back so quick.
I mean, the second half of his statement is definitely true.
I'm sure they did lose a contract. It happens from time to time. But I think Verizon is definitely trying to go hard at FirstNet. Why wouldn't they? That makes sense.
I think it's staring at those pixel colors too long or something.
Oh.
Yo, what about the Pixel Watch, folks? We got a new watch.
I liked that you could spend $50 and get the LTU one in the deal.
Hey, at least with the LTE Pixel Watch, it'll work on my Band 13/66 only Verizon tower.
It's LTE only? Wow.
So,
Why would they make an
Apple
LTE?
Watch.
Why would they
Because
make
the
an
5G
LTE?
Battery.
5G radios and stuff. It's taxing.
Yeah,
bro.
it's going to be pretty larger for 5G radios. They make the watch a lot bigger if they put them in there. But I'm hoping, for the data, they could put at least a satellite radio in there as well.
Ooh.
But that'd be kind of cool.
Ooh.
Hey, Sneed.
Yeah.
I sound pretty good on those watch calls, don't I?
Yeah, man. I was surprised how good it actually turned out. Pleasantly surprised.
I've called him I've gotten calls a few times from Sneed. I'm walking around, phone's at home, pick him up on my watch. Sounds fine.
How much is your watch line on T-Mobile?
It's a $15 digits line.
Free.
Free.
Free 99.
I wish it was free.
They might as well. Might as well give away everything else.
For real though, I don't know why anybody uses a cellular watch on T-Mobile because most watches don't support 600 megahertz, and when T-Mobile migrates all their spectrum off of LTE, that watch line is basically useless.
Nah, man, they're gonna leave the 700 on there.
But they don't have 700 everywhere.
They have Band 12 where I'm at. It's only 5 megahertz.
Yeah, don't they have that nationwide?
Yeah, and that's enough for a okay phone call.
Just Myrtle Beach, I think, is the one that has the 850.
And U.S. cellular markets, they don't have any 700.
Oh, so
that means
how are they
if you're
running
in
their watches?
Wisconsin-
Does it have mid-band?
It does, but that's what I'm saying. Like areas where they don't have 700, and they start migrating their PCS and AWS to NR, those watches are dunzo.
Garbini, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Jose. Thank you for the super chat. You want to take this one, Pete?
Hey, Sneed, check the Best Buy trading deals for the 8 series.
Let's do it.
Jose, do those have $250 watches?
Let's see here.
I was trying to do that. The Best Buy website just wasn't working for me.
Yep, the good old Best Buy.
I have the Best Buy Plus thing, and let me tell you, my Google financing is so much better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Best Buy really does have some really good deals. Normally, the deals almost, I guess they're like almost industry leading. They're really, really solid.
Okay, so they got the unlocked version of the Pixel 8, and then they have the Verizon version. So that's going to be your millimeter wave one. When you select unlocked, okay, is it going to let me pick this or what? Come on, man.
It's
It's doing the same thing it was doing for me.
Okay. Yeah, it's not letting me select one because this should have gone up $100. It's not doing anything.
Best Buy can be pretty finicky.
But their trade-ins could be better, and we can't do anything.
That's how I
Nothing's
got my Pixel 7 Pro for $50 last year.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like Best Buy, they usually are pretty solid. Maybe I'm wrong this time, but usually they're really, really good.
I'm okay with my $400 phones.
The Best Buy site is in and out, huh? All right. Well,
I went into a Best Buy the other day. It was crazy how fast T-Mobile went into Best Buy and how fast they were gone. There isn't a lick of T-Mobile branding in Best Buy stores now.
ladies and gentlemen, we have a moose sighting.
Oh damn! It's Pixel Day.
Yeah.
It's Pixel Day. Loving the Pixel.
Yo, Moose.
What happened, dog?
$699 for a Pixel 8, $999 for an 8 Pro.
Yep.
What's your take, man? What do you think about the hardware? What do you think about the features? What do you think about the price point? What do you think about all that?
The biggest thing that was announced that probably will go past a lot of people's heads is the fact that they're integrating Bard into almost everything Google.
Generative AI, dude. All of it.
Exactly. So that's a big one for me, especially because I've been using Bard for several months now, and it's beautiful. If you've ever gotten the prompt whenever you're doing a Google search, like, hey, we can get you some additional searches or something like that, right? Like it's a prompt in your Google search. Boom, that's Bard, right? But, the AT&T version will have mmWave confirmed from the website. So, it is what it is, right? We just need to... and it will have both DoD and 3.7 C-band.
Aggregation, right?
We'll have to test it out. I'm going to get mine actually here very shortly. They're sending it to me directly. But
what'd you end up doing with your 7 Pro?
Oh, I still have it.
What are you going to do with it?
I have no idea. But every single year they send me a new Pixel Pro, and I'm just like, for example, today.
What's your impressions after using a Pixel for a year, Moose? The 7 Pro.
Well, now this is actually the second year that I've been using it. It's a really nice device. Unfortunately, the reason why the market share is so low is because people don't even know about it. Seriously.
Yeah.
But I will say this, Chacha, if you can, make sure that you update to Android 14. It's live already.
Yeah. We've moved all our devices to get upgraded with respect to the OS.
Wait, my 7 Pro has 14 available now? I got to upgrade.
Wow.
Real quick, S-Blue Tech with a $5 super chat says, when I used to have T-Mobile for my phone line, my watch rarely had cell coverage indoors. Much better on Verizon.
Thanks, S-Blue Tech. Appreciate all your support, man. Appreciate that very much.
That's not shocking.
That band 13 is going to save you at the end of the day.
Yeah, band 13 life keeps you connected.
Literally, he's not wrong. I still have T-Mobile dead zones in Florida.
Everybody's always going in on band 13. You guys are rough, man.
Well, I'm giving it credit right now. I live on band 13 most of the time, Sneed.
Yeah, but that's less than ideal, man.
Better than no coverage at all.
Yeah, but the goal is to be on some mid-band channels,
Hey, band 13 here. If you have Visible, and I'm not talking about Visible Plus, if you had Visible or the old Visible with that cloud core, oh my God, you would only be able to make phone calls throughout the day. That's how bad Verizon's gets throttled here.
Yeah. It's just
but it improved with the newer plans, is what you're saying?
I don't know. I haven't tested it. I guess I'll test it eventually when I have free cash flow, I guess. But
gotcha.
I know people that are on Visible here, and they're praying for N77. They're praying band 13 gets replaced.
All right, we got another super chat. Kim Jong-uni coming through again, straight out of Texas. It was multiple decade DoD agreements for Defense Health Agency, military law enforcement from all branches, all combined over $1 billion. Okay, well that adds up, right? Multiple sectors. Maybe it is that.
All combined. Yeah. All right. So we're playing that game. All right. Okay. Well, Milton Bradley. All right. I'm good with it.
Let's see here. Okay, so we got to the super chat here. Rage and Dusty says band 13 in Canada too. Yeah. You got to make sure you watch out for that interference. Shout out to my guy. FE S23. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Hey, Sneed.
Yeah. I'm getting an S24 probably in the winter. Yeah, what's up, Pete?
Do you remember that 3 megahertz card band?
Yeah, I do. Canada? I call it the Canada band. That was the 800 megahertz from Sprint, right?
Yep.
Hey, Pete, you remember the millimeter wave node that was blasting over Lake Erie?
Dude, one of these days we have to try that.
Get it. What did you want to do? A kayak and just let it marinate, get some.
Yeah, we could also do a rowboat. If Jackery wants to sponsor waterproof batteries, we'll test them on the lake as well. We're down.
Let's see if
Those
we can
Jackery
find this.
batteries are nice.
Let's see if we can find this answer for you, Reader John. Let's see here. Verizon trade-in Google Pixel. What does he say? 8 or 8 Pro? All right, we'll do 8
I
Pro.
still cannot
It's an 8
believe.
Pro.
I still cannot believe that Verizon has a millimeter wave panel pointed at trees in North Carolina.
Too bad we can't do
I've
kayaking
seen
for that
AT&T millimeter wave nodes pointed at brick walls.
Shit's crazy. So Verizon's got the Pixel 8 Pro for free with select trade-in on qualified unlimited plans. Get 200 when you switch. Okay, so it's a $200 Verizon e-gift card. You'll get up to 800 off the Pixel 8 Pro with select trade-ins. Let's see what those are. You got to be on the unlimited ultimate or select 5G unlimited plans required. 36-month promo credit ends. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, yeah, it's like the standard thing.
It's like
this-
you're on T-Mobile.
That does include the play more, do more, get more, and the middle tier.
Oh, good. So some of the like recent plans.
And not what's the one under Ultimate Plus? That one also qualifies.
Hey, Pixel 8 millimeter wave version from Verizon confirmed, $799. Got that in the fine print here.
Nice.
Yeah, got to pay that $100 for the millimeter wave, dog. Kim Jong-un back with another one. Shout out
Jesus.
to yeah, man. He's dropping dimes. Thank you, man. Thanks for supporting the channel. Appreciate you. Verizon should hire Leisure. Imagine the vision matched with the money printer known as Verizon. Leisure is a money man. Do you think he'd rock the red for a cool 50 mil sign on? All right, so
you want my hot
boy.
take? You want my hot take? Because I got one.
Oh my God. What in the world?
You want my hot take, Sneed?
make it hotter.
I will take Mr. Gator Shoes for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
Over long hair John?
Yes.
Sheesh, man. People are calling for John, man.
John's better than the Gators. What can I tell you?
I think it'll be a nice battle between the two, Siebert and Jerry. That would promote so much competition. No, I'm thinking about it, guys. That would promote so much competition if Legere was actually at Verizon. Can you imagine what would happen for pricing? Holy crap!
I think Chef John would manage to destroy every long-standing relationship Verizon has with its bigger customers.
Ooh.
Facts.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Sorry, I just had to.
Yeah, but
I had to
what
say it.
But what makes you think he would act the T-Mobile way at Verizon? Like that's
I
not
don't
a
think he
foregone
would.
conclusion. See what I'm saying? I
don't think
would
he-
be on this.
I don't think he
I
would.
don't think-
I don't think he would be allowed to.
You know what I think he would
People-
do? First things first. I think he gets a haircut.
Oh.
I think slow cooker Sundays goes away. That's for sure.
I think he should keep the freak flag flying, man.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Pete. I don't think he moves the same way at Verizon, the way he got to move freely at T-Mobile because he was playing with house money, man. He had nothing to lose. The company was literally on sale. And he's just like, hey, I'm going to try something different. You guys got to give me your blessing. And he made it happen, and he snagged up like 7% market share and then got the merger to clear,
also kind of a snake behind closed doors.
He really is, bro. He really is. And look, I respect the uncarrier nature, the fighting nature, but like I know some of the stuff that was going on, and I know what he said and did to certain companies that, and you know what, bro? Like he has a very good public perception, but the people within industries know the real version of him, you know?
Oh,
AT&T boardroom, John.
not to sidetrack, but the Pixel supports N2, N5, N48, and N66 on Verizon.
Yeah, it's time.
It's
We're gonna
time.
see some of that moving. Yep.
Yeah,
Thanks,
but-
Kim Jong. You rocked the live stream, man. Thank you
I
for all
like
your
the N25 on T-Mobile. Every phone needs that.
Oh yeah, and you know that's gonna deepen pretty soon.
Yeah, it's part of their mid-band strategy. It's also part of their extended range.
Jason D said band 12 only AT&T in my area. Oh damn.
Oh.
Band 13 for Verizon, band 66, band 12 for T-Mobile. All three are usable. Well, good.
So much for that nationwide band 14 rollout.
Doesn't exist here.
Hey, at least my tower has band 14.
When I went to Connecticut to go see the fam, AT&T only had band 12 and got 5 down, while Verizon had N77 doing over 900 down. Sheesh, man. I wonder if he's got one of those, if he's in an Ericsson market and he's getting all that C-band goodness.
Probably.
All right, Kim Jong-un, you have officially financed the entire live stream.
Literally.
Alternate universe, what if Sprint PCS maintained its throne as top carrier to this day? I got to be honest with you, bro. When were they ever top throne? Is it totally unbelievable to see a world with Sprint and Verizon's current spot as top dog in 2023? Well, to be honest with you, T-Mobile's top dog when it comes to 5G. So, you know, just saying. You know, that's what, bro, the commercials, though.
The umlaut reports say that.
Umlaut, bro. Umlaut. Right, B? Umlaut?
Hodges?
Sneed, leave me alone. Sneed, leave me alone.
Had this is an interesting theoretical scenario, though. I think that had Sprint not pursued a merger with Nextel, there's a good chance that they'd still be around.
But that's not even like a remote theoretical, because we're talking about like 20 years ago, dog. Think about it. 20 years ago.
That's pre-Altel merger. That's
2G.
That would be pre-Singular merger too, right? That's
yes. That was all like, what, 05, 06?
20 years ago would be 2003.
Right, dude. This
so
is
I mean,
so
there's a world where Sprint PCS acquires Primeco and acquires Altel and becomes it basically is Verizon. But
yeah, but they were busy buying Nextel and trying to make something happen that didn't work.
Very true.
Even though like Gary Forsey was advised that it wasn't going to work, he still did it anyways. Does it sound like someone you know from AT&T?
Oh boy.
Randall Stevenson? They told him not to do it. He's like, no, we're going to do it. We're going to buy the world. Proceeded to buy legacy satellite companies for double what they were worth plus their debt. And then B wants to defend him and say, yeah, I understand. Nah, dog. Nobody else agrees with Randall Stevenson's decisions to buy a bunch of junk for double the price. Where do they do that at, bro? You know, you don't pay for the trash at the end of the drive. You just take it.
Well, at least they got their senses together and put a wireline guy in charge.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is John Stanky was supportive of the Randall Stevenson moves. Behind closed doors, that's the word. But now he looks like a savior. But he's got to pay down that debt, dog. there's some debt maturity in there. You know, that's going to be a big thing for AT&T with respect to the investors.
There were many people in the wireless industry that supported what he did. Many.
Man, that is some bullshit. Come on, dog.
And when it first happened, industry analysts applauded the moves Randall Stevenson made.
So then why the hell is it in textbooks for worst blunders in corporate history?
Because isn't that what human beings do? When you fail, they say, "Aha." Isn't that what happens? Generally, that's what happens.
There were people saying it in the beginning, B. Nobody was applauding it. They were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
There were plenty of people who were saying AT&T was doing the right thing. Plenty of people.
No,
there
when
were
they bought
investors.
DirecTV, nobody said that was.
I didn't say DirecTV. I didn't say DirecTV.
I mean,
Not everything. I didn't say DirecTV. I didn't say DirecTV.
Randall.
But that's part of it. It was DirecTV, and it was
Time Warner
media. Yeah.
Plenty of people said Time Warner was a good merger. Now people understood it.
Hell no, man. Hell no.
Okay.
Bro, it was $93 billion.
I didn't say he paid a great price for it, but plenty of people understood why he did it. And plenty of people applauded, including industry analysts.
How the hell did he even finance 93? Where did they give out those loans?
Oh, shoot, man. When you pulling in 150 billion, I mean 93, plenty of banks will make that transaction.
We got another one, Pete. Can you handle this one?
Yeah. Kim Young-uni for $5 says, I've been watching since I enlisted in the Army in 2019. The podcast has kept me entertained in 5 countries and 5 states in 5 years. 555. I live for the podcast.
Yeah, appreciate that.
That's amazing. Thank you, man. Thanks for all that you do. Man, I'm glad to be a positive beacon to anybody. Obviously, this is a labor of love, and we love the podcast. We try to give people good information. We try to give them perspectives that vary, and bring on some personalities and some insights. And we just try to do good things here, man. So big salute to you and thank you.
Hey, I try to hop on when I can.
Yeah. Reader John said, do we know if a Pixel can connect to satellite? That would be a yes. They can, at least from the OS standpoint. I know the hardware can too. So there we go.
I like to say hi to my satellites from time to time.
I'm going all in on dish stock because I hate myself. What the hell? No.
No.
Oh, even Troy said no.
I will say this though, regarding Randall. There's no way that okay, let me step back. His original plan was to do 2 things. Okay?
Eat the world.
To create the quad play, right? TV, landline internet, so fixed internet, right?
Satellite
Fiber,
TV.
right? Satellite TV, so TV, right? Phone service, right? Wireless, right? And when HBO, when he bought Time Warner, it would be the streaming service, right? The quad play. That only works in few places in the world, but he envisioned it just like British Telecom, BT Sport, right? One of the biggest channels for soccer, right? For football in UK, right? Because as you guys know, just like the NFL, the UK is huge, but in football, soccer, right? And it also works in Spain. Telefonica has the exact same quad play, triple play situation, okay? They have 1 gig fiber TV and unlimited wireless for like 80 euros a month. Okay. So that was number 1. Number 2, he wanted to be one of the top 5 global telecoms. So a global telecom is like if you're roaming in an international setting, you'll be doing roaming with like Vodafone, right, in the UK, or majority of Europe. You'll be doing with KT or SKT, right, in South Korea, or NTT Docomo, right, the Japanese company.
Yep.
Stuff like that, right? So that was the other vision. Unfortunately, DirecTV was bought at the peak evaluation. Peak. Highest possible bid that you could ever make for that thing. And now we just got a report earlier today. Tyrone was telling me that AT&T is looking at divesting their 71% share, that the rest of the company, whatever they have left. So that's interesting. Now, the question recently was, has AT&T made more money post divestiture of Warner Media to Discovery, right? Was there a small period of time with Warner Media, did they create more value for the company? Now, some people might say yes, because HBO Max, now Max, is an incredible platform, number 2 in the streaming wars, right?
It's good. Yeah.
Right? A lot of people love it. A lot of people like the content. But what about the other stuff, right? CNN, terrible, right? Let's just say it how it is. CNN, terrible ratings. TNT, still good for the NBA, but their shows, terrible. So other stuff like that, right? You can only do so much when you have a limited amount of CapEx, right? I don't think AT&T was actually investing the proper amount of money in order to really get this thing off the ground the way it needed to be.
Too difficult to do. Not enough capital. Had to focus on wireless. Had to build fiber. Just can't do it all.
Can't tell me that someone at that company didn't say, we can scale our operations to our country that's the size of the entire continent of Europe by acquiring a satellite company, if they were actually trying to go one for one with these European telcos that can offer all three.
But a European telco might be serving a state.
Exactly.
In terms of size of geography. And I'm not even talking about Texas. I'm talking about Ohio. I'm talking about PA. There's some small countries in Europe.
What about the township of West Milford, larger than Liechtenstein? That's in like South New York.
I'm still sitting here at the fact that I wish I had fiber for 80 euros.
I'd pay 160 euros for fiber.
Are you talking about euros as in money, or are you talking about gyros, the kind with tzatziki sauce or whatever?
Either or.
Well, here's the thing, though, that I researched into this, right, when I was researching into European carriers. You do get it for a year, right? 12, 8 months, whatever, right, with that price point. However, that really explodes after that price, right? After that period of time, 8 months, for example, right? You go from, let's say, 80 euros all in, the triple play, to 130 euros to 180 euros after the 1 year and a half mark, right? So after 18 months. Do a lot of people take advantage of it? Yes, right? It's called a converged offer, because if you buy it separately, it's way more expensive. However, it's still not worth it compared to, what we're paying over here. For example, Spectrum, right? They're really undercutting the market, right? 2 phone lines for the price of 1, cell phone lines, plus internet, plus TV, and you only pay like $100 max. It's crazy.
Moose, I wanted to get your take on the subject while we still have you here. The Sphere in Las Vegas. I have concerns.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Drum roll.
Yeah. Apparently, Verizon is the only carrier that has service. They're on a DAS system that is owned and operated by JMA. And FirstNet, AT&T, and T-Mobile are a no-go. Dish as well. No network access. Calling and texting and emergency calls work if you're on the edge, right? You can get some calling and texting if you're like right when you first walk in. But like in the heart of the Sphere, Verizon's the only one with coverage. Do you think that's going to be the case for much longer, or do you think that's going to get addressed?
I think that, as you guys know, right, out of the two carriers that were mentioned, AT&T has the money to build DAS systems or to put in equipment wherever possible in a neutral DAS situation, right? I don't know about T-Mobile. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Oh,
You never know, because I don't think that's their priority is the sphere. I think their biggest priority is, like the stadium, right? The football stadium. I think that has more traffic per weekend, per concert, per whatever they're doing over there than the sphere.
So you're
they have
saying that they'll prioritize?
of course, they have to. T-Mobile doesn't have unlimited budget.
I got a couple questions on this. One, what is the sphere? Two, will it host boat shows?
The sphere is this like crazy looking like crystal ball thing in the middle of Vegas. And
The
they
Raiders
do, like,
Stadium or
I don't think
Pits or whatever?
I don't think they play football in the sphere. I think it seats about 17,000 or and they do like concerts and performances,
it's like
live entertainment.
it's like
Well, they have,
outside
like-
it glows and stuff.
So no
Giant
water
TV
boat
screen.
shows?
Yeah, you could watch like Taylor Swift, stuff like that. I don't know if you're a Swiftie, Pete, but maybe.
No, I'll stay on the strip and go to World Mobile Conference and CES.
This just shows the difference between Verizon and T-Mobile. At the Sphere, Verizon's like, we need to put something there. And T-Mobile's like, we could put something there.
So you're not expecting them to, Zero Cool?
Not anytime soon. Their mark is like, well, maybe we'll get to it in 5 years when we get to, when we backfill the rest of the sites. We thought about putting a site, we thought about putting coverage in.
Did you guys see my video today
I
on this?
I still hear that T-Mobile has other problems and other fish to fry in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, they got.
How bad we talking?
I heard Los doesn't like the fact that they have so many macros everywhere.
Well, the engineers just need to
That's only on a
figure
few
it out.
roads.
That's the engineers got to figure that out.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with T-Mobile when I was in Vegas.
Unreliable?
Just especially walking in and out of buildings. Yeah, it was rough.
I just want to
AT&T
say
was great.
the T-Mobile engineer for Las Vegas, not the brightest.
Oh, damn. Shots fired.
Oh!
Shots
Zero
fired.
Cool, is he better than the former one from Pittsburgh?
No.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yo, since we're just shitting on everybody, can I just shit on the T-Mobile engineers in my market while we're at it?
Sure.
Can I shit on the T-Mobile engineers in Florida while I'm at it?
Yeah, but in some parts of Florida, they're good.
Can I shit on the AT&T engineers in my market?
They don't have. They're
Yes.
not spending money in your market. There's no upgrades.
Sneed, I should not find a dead zone on T-Mobile in 2021 when we're the leader of 5G, they claim.
Well, there's always the realistic side of it,
And I should not be on band 12 only when they want to kill all of their LTE eventually.
You really don't want to be on band 12, dog.
I have found band 12. I found dead zones that last 15 plus miles.
Austin, stop using the iPhones.
It's not an iPhone problem.
Stop using an iPhone, Austin. Your life will get better, he's saying.
It's not an iPhone problem.
You know what's the
Winter
worst
with
though?
Androids.
Is when you can see the potential that a company like AT&T has, but they just don't want to upgrade their sites or choosing not to. Like the DoD C-band sites that I have are gigabit plus already on my
Damn.
15 Pro Max.
Ericsson?
Yeah. But they stopped upgrading and they have not gone back to upgrade the existing C-band sites, like period.
Hey, Pete can't even get band 14 in Colorado.
Shh, who cares about Pete? I want my C-band.
No, dude, because that's way worse. I mean, you're talking about fighting for gigabit speed. Pete's trying to get band 14, dog.
I'm trying to get 4 dead zones filled in. By the way, I think one came up because the null site, one of the towers had a antenna stop working and it never got replaced.
Oops.
The only thing that matters is speed testing.
Yes. Dun 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 dun. It's like Fast and the Furious edition.
The only spot that T-Mobile has been really good and actually perform excellent, and this was when I had the 13 Pro Max as my primary, was in Orlando, Florida.
Florida.
In Orlando, yes, where the Disney World is.
I don't know. I hear good things about T-Mobile in Tampa.
Tampa's okay.
Yeah, I hear it. Jacksonville, it's pretty good.
Jacksonville's fine until you get out into the suburbs, and when you start getting on I-10 going to Tallahassee, that's when AT&T's got full service practically the whole way to Tallahassee.
Dude, Ricky said that T-Mobile was good in the Keys until they launched the 5G network. So I don't know, man. That's I mean, we could always look at Root and see if things have improved, but who knows? I know AT&T has trouble in like New York City, but they're great in the entire state of Ohio. I mean, everything's so regional,
Yeah. I mean, it's like when you go on the panhandle of Florida, Verizon, even with a business account, the pings go way up. They're like 100 milliseconds.
I've heard this before, Jason. Big shout out to Jason. Go ahead, Pete.
For Jason D, $10. Thank you so much. Jason says, in my area, AT&T let permits expire due to the age of the tower and the complexity of the work required to mount new hardware. I think Connecticut isn't easy to permit for that type of thing either. I think Verizon has also let some expire. You're missing something with that, Jason. They also got rid of the tower climbers.
You talking about the crews for installation?
Yep. No, a crew member, former crew member, still sour.
Yeah, but they're contractors, so it's not directly paid by AT&T. So I don't know what to tell you there. Everybody's a contractor, man.
The AT&T said they would not fulfill the contract, despite the fact they were building out N77 in the market.
The C-band plan has definitely been interesting. We've been talking about it, Sneed and I, for a while. There's some markets, and I know Sneed reported on this recently, close to the border where there's interference issues, right? But
the border cities, the ones that have the sister cities like Southwest Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and SoCal.
Yeah. But in regards to the C-band plan, it's interesting. Some cell sites, because capacity is already really good, might take a few quarters, right, for those sites to be upgraded, because not every single site needs C-band. There's still sites that Seeds shows me where it's just 5G. That's it. Band 5 or LTE, and it's still doing 250, 300 plus.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't think there's a rush to upgrade those sites to 5G, Moose, if they don't have to.
But I will say this, though, Chacha. There is a rush to get a lot of folks into the internet air because it's a very popular product right now.
Yeah, you want to catch those quick. You don't want them going anywhere else.
Right.
What happened to the one-touch policy? That was AT&T's whole shtick. One touch, everything on the site. Now we're talking about 2, 3, 4 site visits. I mean, my home site has had crews up 4 times to get the C-band and DoD up.
EM Tech, you really want to talk about that one touch? Let's bring up Lee County, Florida, where that hurricane that came through a year ago, a year and like 5 days or so ago. There's no N77.
Yeah, but that's a little different. You're talking about natural disasters. The whole shtick from AT&T was the one-touch policy. They talked about it. They glamored about it. Oh, we're going to go in and we're going to do everything. Half the sites aren't getting C-band. Half of them are getting the half treatment. And then now we're saying that, they don't need it? Like, That's talking about backpedaling because you don't want to spend the money. I don't know.
Perfect
Yes,
example is
that
my
is true.
site. My home site here, right? For many months did not have the DoD antenna, but it was still doing 400, 500, no problem,
On
right?
just the 3700 frequency.
On just 3.7, right? When they add the DoD, it just adds an additional layer so that customers can utilize it, but not until they aggregate the 3.7 and the 3.45 will we really see sites that are pushing 1.5 plus. Because I
Oh,
saw a
man.
site. So Sneed and I know our good friend that we have, right? His site, right, is pushing 1.2 gig on the C band. Like, who needs that much capacity, man? Everybody there has already
Sell it.
fiber.
Sell it.
You know?
Dude, that's not even. I understand your argument, but AT&T was the one saying that they were gonna do it. Like, you can't tell me that all of a sudden you're just gonna like pretend that capacity's not or speeds aren't important. Like, that was the whole narrative for months until they actually started doing it, and now they're not doing it. Like, I'm not trying to be like a contrarian here, but they're clearly lapsing on their promise. I don't know.
You don't spend the type of money that these carriers spent, particularly AT&T and Verizon on C-band, and then not want to deploy it. I think that it makes sense, and I agree that carriers are oftentimes in many areas trying to be judicious as far as how they deploy, and they probably prioritize some areas versus others based on where the capacity is needed most. But I don't think carriers are just not going to deploy. I mean, if they're worth their salt, you want to deploy this X billion-dollar amount of spectrum on every site, on every solution that you have out there in the market. It just makes sense to do that. So,
All right, B, I gotta ask you, bro. Agree or disagree? AT&T won't climb these towers for at least 5 years once they've been upgraded to the DoD and the C-band.
let me make sure I understand the question.
Okay,
If-
so because FirstNet is one of the reasons why the AT&T network is very modern, right? Without something like that, I'm of the belief that they won't climb these tower sites for at least 5 years unless there's some kind of major spectrum band that comes that comes and falls in their lap. I don't think they're going to touch these towers for 5 years. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't know if 5 years is accurate, but if it did happen, I definitely wouldn't be surprised. I will agree with you, Sneed. I think 5 years is probably pushing it, but at the same time, if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like they're the most sensitive with respect to their investors. They want a relaxed capex.
Well, I mean, they have to be. They're trading at less than $20. They have to be very judicious with spend right now. They have to be. I mean, they're the ones that got absolutely killed in the stock market. I mean, it's been really bad, and a lot of it, in my opinion, is overreaction. The investor overreacts just as bad as regular consumers. What it doesn't matter. But they really don't have much of a choice. They're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And honestly, I think that the market has showed them a little bit of grace. They've had good promotions with their phones. That's really what saved them because they've still managed to grow. In my opinion, they've got the worst price plans out there with respect to value. They offer no value other than just network access. They're not really giving you any, perks with respect to content. It's just network access. But they've been able to grow in spite of that. And much of that is because, they've had really, really good, phone promotions. So, I mean, I don't want to say the company's in trouble or anything, but they're definitely facing some headwinds with respect to, their long-term success. Just because, I mean, their valuation is really low right now. They've got to be careful. So.
Reader John said, I heard T-Mobile is wonderful in Washington, D.C.
It is.
I mean, I've heard that before, too.
Yeah.
I've heard it's better than Verizon.
Yeah, it is. T-Mobile's
I
got a
have
pretty
not
good
heard that.
You see,
I,
well, look,
I
as
have,
far as like the tower climbing goes from AT&T, like they Sneed, I think they will climb the tower in less than 5 years, partly because they're gonna have to get the carrier aggregation right between the DoD and the C-band. Not all those antennas are upgraded to do that.
Yeah, but they haven't even really spoken about ORAN, VRAN, or any of that stuff.
No, they
So it's
haven't.
like we don't even know where they are within those projects. I mean, those are all
Right.
future guiding technologies.
Yeah.
OJ Simpson's face chimes in. I live within Washington, D.C. It's gotten much worse and terrible here for T-Mobile. Okay, so we got mixed reports. I have I guess, acquaintance that I know from D.C., and he says T-Mobile is absolutely tremendous. The GOAT in 5G.
I had no gripes with T-Mobile. The times I can't mention I went to DC.
Mm-hmm.
They barely worked at Dulles when I was there. So
T-Mobile too oversaturated. They didn't account for the massive growth they'd experienced. Yeah, they definitely grow. That's for sure. A lot of customers. Ryan chimes in. Agree. It's about the money. Investors are foaming for ROI within the AT&T investor base. They really are, man. Stanky might not be able to hold off the angry Wall Street types here. Facts, man. OJ Simpson's face. Quick question, guys. Is 256 QAM running on the towers only for millimeter wave small cells or also for CBRS or C-band? I think it runs on... It doesn't run on millimeter wave, actually.
C-band will do 256 QAM for sure.
Right, and that's why I think the uplink is so good. I mean, EM, I'm getting like... If I'm outdoors, like 80 to 100 megabits is like very normal.
At your house?
Yeah, like on my porch.
And you said that site's like a mile away from you?
Yeah, indoors, like
Jeez.
top floor, I can get like 80 on off peak.
That's impressive.
Sneed, I don't like you, but nice speeds.
Yeah, but I have a feeling like that's not unique. If a sector is facing a direction, the stuff is high powered.
Yeah.
It like that should be the expectation. You got high order MIMO, you got good RF, you got a clean signal, you got a clean spectrum. Yeah, I think we should expect those things. Zero Cool, am I off base here, bro?
No, it's just the thing is not every... See, when millimeter wave kind of first happened, you started off at 64 QAM.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, I take that back. It was 32 and then 64. I'm just talking about for T-Mobile's, it's going to go 256. Everything has to go that way. And the reason why I say that is because when you're doing inter-cell carrier aggregation, your throughput for uplink and downlink kind of has to modulate together. So it's going to happen. It just takes time. The QAM stuff has to do also with your backhaul, your bandwidth. So if it has enough backhaul to modulate that higher power amplitude modulation, right? Because what you're doing is you're sending, think of it like a really fast uplink, to your phone, right? And your phone's using like the downlink portion of that.
What's been a bigger upgrade for our experiences with Uplink Zero Cool? The aggregation of channels, or is it the QAM?
It's actually both.
So that's why we're seeing the 100 plus megabits on the uplink.
Correct. Yeah, it's both because, like I said earlier, in order to carry those channels properly, you have to increase the QAM. You can't just carry ag. Expect you can't just carry ag 5-7 carrier aggregation channels on a 64 base QAM, expect it to work properly. No,
Stuff bottoms out.
Correct. Yeah. So you would have to update the 256 QAM. The more carriers you have, the more carriers you have, the higher your QAM needs to be to support it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Can't
C-band
wait
with
for
64 QAM on 100 megahertz of N77, 500 megabit average. That's decent.
I can't wait for that 512 QAM on the was it 248 by 248 MIMO.
Oof.
Well, Pete, I can't wait for the 1024 QAM.
So how would that hardware look like those
Absolutely.
radios and antennas?
You need a coal power plant on the tower.
It's going to look bigger, so you have more antenna elements in it. You have more small, the radios will be more, MIMO-ish, more beefier, right?
How would the beamforming perform, Zero Cool?
Oh, hell, a heck of a lot better. Because if you think about it, look what beamforming does. Imagine, I'm trying to create a good visual scenario, but if you have good beamforming with great modulation, you're able to get that stream, those multi-form beam streams very quickly into user equipment, into the
Zero
headsets,
Cool?
right?
Tell me if you saw the same thing in your RF configurations when they started doing the N77, like the MIMO gear that they started putting up here in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd have like an RSRP of like 105, right? And we'd still see really fast speeds. You look at the Sinar, it's super clean.
Right. Yeah. So another benefit with that is related to Sinar. So with beamforming, you're not just how do I want to say, you're not just used or tasked with one Sinar. When you're doing beamforming, you kind of have think of it in the way of like the multiple Sinars in a way, even though you can only see one on your phone, but in a way you're beamforming, you're beam spawning cell to edge. If you have a good RF path, it's all like it all works together, right? You have to have many ingredients to make the magic happen. You can't just have one or the other. So
Need more higher order MIMO in Cleveland, man, for T-Mobile.
no,
That's really
exactly.
their only weakness. I have to say, like, the density is getting better. They've added some sites. The fiber circuits are moving to 10 gig in some spots. They just I don't understand why they did this, but they cheaped out on some of the antennas, and
Exactly.
they didn't give us the best MIMO that they could have.
Right. That goes back to the point I kind of made a little earlier in the show. You have to have the proper antennas to carry aggregate your signal properly, as well as your QAM. So if you imagine like a gigabyte QAM, right, with upgraded antennas, upgraded carrier aggregation, the RF configurations, you're going to notice a lot cleaner signal. You're going to notice improved uplink and downlink, but mostly the uplink.
I need help with uplink, dog. Some of these sites aren't just, like my home site's trash, bro.
No, I know, but it's just I'm just telling you kind of like what the the magic medicine is, right? So the more qualms you have, it's like think about like your beamforming. So think about if three let's take for example like 3 out of 10 multi-beam streams. 3 of those are clogged, 7 of them are freed up. Well, with QAM, you have some really, you're able to kind of unclog those those beamforming streams, right? So you have more modulation, you have more signal going to, you have more of an RF path to your phone. So you have a better, cleaner signal and it's less congested. That's the reason for a better uplink, if that makes sense.
Good stuff, man.
Yep.
Hey, let's wrap up the show with the final thoughts on the Google Pixel. All right, so A or nay, Austin, are you buying a Google Pixel 8 or Google Pixel 8 Pro?
Sneed, I'm broke. Nay.
All right, so that's a nay. B.
I don't need to donate no kidneys right now.
B.
I'm not donating any kidneys either, man.
Anybody keeping their liver? Do I hear a liver? Zero Cool, are you buying a Pixel 8 or 8 Pro?
I'd rather spend my money on the scallops. Sorry.
Scallops it is. All right, EM. What's your take, man? Is either of these a candidate to be your next smartphone?
yes on one condition, and it's if the Best Buy trade-ins, whenever the website starts working again, are good enough. If not, I'll just keep my 7.
Pete.
Well, I have scallops on the freezer at £1. It was $16, and mine should be showing up on the 12th.
Oh, so he's pulling the trigger. Moose,
I already
you're
pulled
getting
the
one, right?
trigger.
Yeah, Moose, you getting one? I think Moose said he's getting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, guys, but unless I get the right deal on trade-in, I'm not getting one. Yeah.
What?
Dun dun.
Yeah,
Mr.
unless I get the
Pixel.
right. Yeah, I know. Unless I get the right trade-in value, I'm not getting one. Dog, it's the same modem.
No.
The reason I upgrade annually is because of modem advancements.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, the feature drops are coming to all these phones, dog.
I got an extra 256K modem if you want it.
You got a what?
Never mind.
You guys are crazy.
My God. Let's see here. Let's see. I see a lot of members. I want to give a shout out to the members hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for supporting us. You guys are the best. To all my patrons, big shout out to them as well. You guys have been riding with me forever. Y'all the goats. Hashtag Mod Squad, hashtag 2Live Crew, hashtag Replay Crew. Shout out to the homie Carlos, hashtag BBW. Big shout out to my panel members, Austin, B, Zero Cool, EM, Bearded Dragon. We had Moose for a moment. You guys are awesome.
Sneed.
Thank you. Yeah.
How about we go steal some picadenic baskets and hashtag feed the bear?
Yep. Hashtag hashtag feed the bear. That's right. Hashtag help the bear. Hashtag save the bear. Right. Hashtag arm wrestle the bear.
So supporter of the show, Archie Mobile, also pulled the trigger on a 8 Pro today.
Ooh, so there are people that are looking for these phones, huh, Pete?
Yep. He got it for the watch that came with it.
Oh yeah, they are doing that deal. Yep,
Dude.
there it is. There it is from EM Tech. That's it. The night is complete. Hashtag save the bear. That's
Dude,
right, brother.
Think about it. If you had a 7 Pro, you traded it in for the watch plus the 8 Pro with LTE. It's basically $20 for a new phone.
Yeah. Hashtag put the watch on the bear.
Oh.
S Blue Tech, everybody that offered super chats. The Supreme Leader offered like 17 super chats tonight. Shout out to him. Thank you. Baby Yoda, I'm not sure if they're gonna send me one. We'll see. Not sure. Yeah, like Jose is saying, might happen, might not. We'll see. I do have a Pixel Watch that I've had also. I guess I should probably do like a 1-year review on these devices. Right. Hashtag put the watch on the damn bear. Hashtag pixie dust. That's another one.
I got you a
Awesome.
box of Pixel Sneed.
All right, guys. Thanks again for everything. We out this piece.
Peace.
Peace.